Alright, we are back going on this content run, and I said I was going to make this video. I took the time to prepare for this video because of the severity and my relationship to it. If you can't tell by the thumbnail, title of the video, this is what happened to Hotep WithIt. This is the video that explains the hiatus, gives you a little backstory, takes you through the trying time, and leads up until I left social media alone completely. So, just gonna start from the top. I'm gonna drop this. Just know, second half is where this is your trigger warning. Okay, just yeah. After Trump got elected, I began posting on social media. During that initial stage, I was a full-on MAGA boy, and that shit right there is so cringe to say now. You know what I mean? Being that the perspective has changed and what I know now, just completely different lens, and just no, not that. Ugh. I gained most of my popularity on Twitter and Instagram after participating in the MAGA rap. That shit's cringe to say as well. Nah, I'm not knocking the MAGA rappers, bro. You got your lane, you getting your bag, whatever you got going. Excuse me. More power to you. That shit is not me though. I posted like political stuff, just mainly calling out the left and the hypocrisy and the intolerance and things like that. And in doing so, like, I really blew up on Twitter, dude. I had like, at the peak, I had like I think it was like 10.2 thousand on Instagram and like 36,000 on Twitter in terms of followers, you know what I mean? And that would, again, was just like doing the MAGA thing, like, oh, Trump this, Trump that, Trump's the best, oh, Biden who, yeah. And in doing that, I found Hotep Jesus, and just finding Hotep Jesus on the internet pushed me in a better direction and kind of delayed the inevitable. Because if I hadn't found Hotep Jesus, I'd have kept pushing and going like super right, and I'd have ended up finding the rabbit hole that it took me a while to find very quickly. Okay? So I meet Hotep Jesus. I adopt the name Hotep WithIt because originally I think I stayed with it 93. You know what I mean? Because you know how it go. We stay with it with the Warriors. Pause real quick. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit me on the socials. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. So, I found Hotep Jesus. And I just continued to get popularity because Hotep Jesus already had a following. You know what I mean? And then he was retweeting my stuff and adding my shit to his story as well as other people. And it continued to grow. And I kept making more and more content, specifically calling out the left. That was just the nature of my content, right? And in doing so, I guess you could say I was red pilling myself because in order to stay current and try to be one step ahead of the news and the cycle and everything, I was doing my research, right? I found that rabbit hole. That is Alex Jones. Now, bear with me here. I know that Alex has been around for a long time. I know that he has long-time supporters. You got to understand where I'm coming from, though. As a young black man in America that never gave not a damn about politics. Like, I did not care at all. Like, zero. Like, saw no, like, purpose in voting. Like, all that. Didn't care. To everything I believe is a lie. They're constantly lying to us. Alex Jones knows the truth. Bro, that's a hell of a jump. And it was not a healthy jump. It was not a healthy jump. I found Alex, and I was working landscaping at the time. And so most of my coworkers agree with me. You know what I mean? So, blue collar work, we was all of a similar mindset. And then I got hurt landscaping, cut my hand up. Those that remember that video was crazy. Ended up switching jobs. It was a little more diverse as far as coworkers go, and the opinions varied, but for the most part, the people that I gravitated towards me were of the same mindset, you know? But it was when the pandemic hit, shit got weird. Shit got really weird. Because, I mean, like, I was doing my research, dude, and nothing that was on the news made sense. Right, from jump, the essential, all this stuff. I'm not going to go into that. But I didn't agree with none of it. None of it. From the masks to social distancing, I was against all of it. And was very vocal about that, too. Time goes on. It's whatever. You know what I mean? Looking back at it now, I think because my immediate family and like the people in my house didn't have the same perspective and view things the way that I did, it made me feel isolated, right? And then I had all these followers on social media that kind of just agree with what I said. Don't get me wrong, there's trolls or the people that kind of push back, but for the most part, my following agreed with everything I said. So I felt isolated in the sense that nobody that I really cared about, like my family, the people I love, agree with me or would even like stand and listen. Whereas all these strangers are like, yo, he telling the truth. And so I found myself in an echo chamber. That's bad news bears from jump. That's bad news bears. You do not want to find yourself in an echo chamber and not realize you're in an echo chamber. I only know that I was in an echo chamber now looking back on it. Okay? Things took an ultimate turn for the worst when the pokey poke. I don't know if they still acting like that, if they'll take your video down for talking about it. I'm not giving my opinion on it. I'm just gonna say the word. When the vaccine hit, that's when all my shit completely upside down. Completely upside down. They got bad after that. And it was mainly just because of the force. You know what I mean? And the exclusion of people that said that they didn't want to get it. You know? It's very isolating. Very, very isolating. And that's not good, especially not when you're in that kind of headspace. And I was constantly just listening to Alex. And I'm going to say this right here, right? Regardless of your political affiliation, left or right, there are extremes on both sides. There's extremes in the middle. You can't, like, there's extreme everywhere. And on all aspects of life, there are extremes everywhere. The people that make money from broadcasting the extremism are fearmongers. Whether it be left, right, middle, it doesn't matter. They're fearmongers. They're going to scare you into thinking that what you believe is under attack. And I'm not going to say it's not under attack. But their job is to give you the most extreme cases and to scare you into watching, listening, engaging. And I fell into that, dude. I fell back into drinking. Like, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink at all. I drank a lot when I was younger. I don't have a good relationship with alcohol. Pandemic and shit, that isolation pushed me back into drinking, dude, and shit just took a turn for the worst. Again, like, it was bad, but then when I started drinking to try to like cope with the stress and anxiety and shit, it just got even worse. You know what I mean? And I'd say, like, not even trying to sugarcoat it, just being real with y'all and myself. I had a full-on mental breakdown, bro. And I'm not gonna drop his name, but somebody on social media that I have, like, in my contacts, I called him, and who knows what happens in the future, but he will attest to, like, how I sounded on the phone that day, bro. It was not good, bro. I was ready to go to war. I was ready to go to war with any and everybody, son. I was ready. And that, looking back on it now, from that day that I deleted my Twitter and got off social media, that was the reason that I got off social media. Because I knew that if I stayed on, I was going to say something on this internet that you can't take back. I was going to get charged with something. Inciting who? No. So that was the main reason. 2, I had let the internet world and reality commingle. And I was losing sight of what really mattered to me. So I took a break. Took a necessary break, a much needed break, dude. And through that, I was able to refocus my energy into using my life experiences, the conversations I've had, and the interactions to help those people that might find themselves in a similar situation or headed towards a similar destination that I've already overcome. You know what I mean? Like, all I want to do, bro, I don't want to tell you what to think. I want to tell you how to think. I'll tell you what to like, who to like, none of that. I just want you to think. That's all I want you to do. And that if there's somebody out there that needs help addressing a speed bump, getting over a hurdle, or just somebody to talk to, bro, that's all I'm here to do. I like to laugh. I like to make jokes. I like to play Call of Duty. I like to talk shit. But ultimately, I'm here to just help whoever I can through what I've been through to help them avoid going through it or just get over it. And with that, we're going to wrap this one up. The reason for my hiatus was getting too far into the rabbit hole and losing sight of what is real. Be present in reality. Be present with your family. Now, I'm not telling you to be willfully ignorant. I said I took a hiatus from social media. It doesn't mean I didn't know what was going on around me. But I'm more conscious of my emotional investment to shit that I can't control. To shit that don't affect me. Don't get it twisted. Some shit show up at my doorstep, it gets handled accordingly. But until that point, I can only control what I can touch. I know what I will do and what I won't do. I know what I can do and what I can't do. And the can'ts is a very small list beyond physical limitation. Remember that. Every breath is a blessing and every L is a lesson. Stay with it, get with it. Let's go. Yurt.